Hey everybody, it's Sean Baker here with the Baker Realty Group. Being that it's a new month, going into March, we're doing a new segment. Anybody that's ever had a conversation with myself or my wife knows that we love investing in real estate. It's our passion. The market that we live in Guelph, I work in the Guelph market. My wife and I, we invest heavily in the London market and have a lot of friends and family that have invested with us in that area. They've always been amazed with the types of cash flow that we get and the types of return on our money that we get inside the London market, and the fact that it has a plethora of different options, so anywhere from student rentals to multifamily rentals. We have a lot of people that have always reached out to us. They've asked us what it is that we do, how we do it, always asking us for advice or asking us to keep on the lookout for some properties that might fit the criteria that we would buy and pass it along for them to get into that market as well. So I figured what better way to get the word out and to spread a little bit of my knowledge of the area and the investment opportunities that are there than showcasing some of those properties and chatting about some of the returns that you can expect on some of the properties. So I'm going to do this new segment. We call it Baker's Best Buys, where we're going to showcase some of the things that I feel are the best buys, the properties out on the market that I feel are the best buys out there, and dive into the numbers and chat about that with you guys. So today we're going to take a look at the numbers on two houses. So the first one was listed yesterday. It's over on Castle Grove Boulevard, and it's a 5-bedroom home. It's a side split. It's marketed as 6 bedrooms, which is something to really watch out for in the London market. For anybody that knows about rental licensing inside London knows that you can only have 5 bedrooms per unit. So this particular property would have to have either an in-law suite or it would have to be fully duplex to utilize 6 bedrooms. So right now we'll treat the numbers as if it's a 5-bedroom rental rather than a 6-bedroom rental. If things were to change, that's just kind of icing on the cake. So we'll dive into those numbers today over on Castle Grove. The other property that we're going to look at is a townhome over on 3rd Street. I've always loved those properties. Those were my first 2 investment properties. They cash flow really nicely, constantly filled, close walking distance to Fanshawe, and yeah, it's just, it's beautiful. And the beauty of owning a townhome condo as well is that condos are exempt from the licensing. So it's a great opportunity. All right, let's dive into the numbers. So we'll take a look at first at the property on Castle Grove. If you purchased it at today's price without any competition, you'd be getting it for around, it's listed at $399,900. So let's say the purchase price is around $400,000. Your initial cash invested, so that's your down payment plus your closing cost, land transfer tax, would all in would be $88,000. Normally we'll amortize these over 30 years. Gross rent, we take the worst case scenario, so we're looking at $500 a room inclusive. That would give us a $3,000 a month gross income. We always account for vacancy and bad debt. Normally, if you do student rentals right, you don't have vacancy. You're looking at a May to April rental and then getting the next group in for the next May. So let's call the vacancy and bad debt either what it is or account for 8% for a property management fee if you were to hire a property manager to be able to run these for you. So either way, we're accounting $240 a month or allocating that to an 8% loss. So with everything else included, so you have your taxes, your utilities, your insurance, and internet, you're still cash flowing out at $481 a month. So that's on your worst case scenario at a $500 a room. So most of those are going to go for more. We ran the numbers on a different price point as far as income and put those rents up to $550 a month. So you'd be at that $3,250 coming in. So that would pretty much wipe out that 8% that you were accounting for before and put your cash flow at around $711 a month. So great cash flow. Your cash on cash return is huge on these. Your cap rate's sitting at around 6%, and then you're getting about a 9%, 8 to 9% cash on cash return each year. So Pretty awesome property here. If everything checks out as far as inspection and you're not competing on the property as well. So next property that we're going to look at is over at 577 3rd Street. I do like the properties on 3rd Street, the townhomes, just because of the fact that you don't have any of that maintenance cost, so you don't have to pay somebody to be in there and doing the grounds maintenance or doing the shoveling. You're not risking that liability for your tenants not taking care of that because these are already taken care of with the condo fee. Also, condos are exempt from that licensing that I was mentioning throughout London. When you do own an investment property, they want you to license them. So townhomes are exempt. Anything that's a condo is an exempt from those bylaws. So in recent years, these properties have seen a lot of appreciation. So just even last year, a lot of these were going for 185, 175. This one here is on the market for 220,000. They were looking at offers last night. I don't know if they got 220 or not, or if they got any offers. The last two properties that were on 3rd Street that were similar homes sold for 235. So there's a strong likelihood that this one got multiples yesterday. I haven't been able to see whether or not they did get an offer yesterday. So, but because the opportunity always presents itself around there, and there's a lot of townhome complexes in the area, I figured I'd give this one to you guys just as an example in case the next one comes up. So this one here, if you purchase it at $220,000 and you're accounting for a $500 room rate, so your standard room rate again, you'd have $2,000 coming in, and your cash flow after everything's accounted for with your condo fees, internet, utilities, taxes, and insurance, you'd still be looking at $311 a month. And that's also taking into account your $160 for a vacancy and bad debt or your management fee. In this case, when you're looking at a condo, you really don't have to have that accounted for. Most of the time that's going to be in your pocket. So really great opportunity here for a little over $400 a month cash flow if you don't account for that vacancy and bad debt. And then most of the time here, 500 is once again that kind of your standard on if it looks pretty decent. If you have one of the units that have had extensive renovations to it and it's today's standards, you're going to be looking at closer to $550 or $600 per room for those properties. So once again, boosting up that cash flow and getting closer to around the $700-800 a month, where you're having that coming into your pocket rather than 311. So price is 220. Even at that purchase price today, you still have room to grow, which is something that I really love about London, is that it's still affordable inside the city, and your townhomes still have a ton of room to grow. So when you compare it with the GTA. Hey guys, I want to thank you so much for watching the video today. I hope that you found it very informative. If you guys are thinking about buying an investment property, or you've thought about buying an investment property and you're looking at either the London or the Guelph market, those are the two markets that I primarily focus in. I'd be more than happy to sit down, chat, give you guys some options. We can run the numbers together, and feel free to connect anytime. Send me an inbox. If you guys are interested in either of these two properties and want to dissect the numbers a little bit further, I'd be more than happy to share those PDFs with you. Inbox me with your email, and we'll send them off to you ASAP. So hope you guys enjoyed the segment. Once again, this is Sean Baker with Keller Williams over at the Baker Realty Group, and this has been Baker's Best Buys.